Flint, Michigan, 1983. This is a city built on car money. Factories running, neighborhoods full of families who believe they know everyone around them. On the morning of November 16th, a 16-year-old girl named Sheri Jo Elliott gets ready for school like she does every day. She's careful, a little shy. The kind of teenager who won't even walk up to a stranger's car to give directions. She never gets on the bus. By afternoon, her family knows something is wrong. There's nothing missing from her room. No note. Police first treat it as a routine runaway case. Her mother knows better. For 4 days, the family searches. Flyers go up on every telephone pole in Flint. Local news picks up the story. Thousands of tips come in. A white van, a yellow Camaro, a stranger asking for directions. On November 20th, a trapper, checking his lines, finds her body in a drainage ditch north of the city. She had been shot. Investigators later determined she had likely been held for several days before that. The autopsy is brutal in its detail. Detectives interview her stepfather. Investigators often start close to home. It goes nowhere. They chase down the white van, the yellow Camaro, hundreds of interviews, thousands of pages of files. Nothing. DNA testing barely exists in 1983. What little evidence is collected, clothing, fingernail scrapings, a sample from the scene, years pass, then decades. Detectives retire. Files get boxed up and moved. Sheri Jo's mother, Joyce, keeps waiting for a phone call that never comes. In 2002, a renewed task force takes another look. Over 100 new DNA samples are compared. No match. The case goes quiet again. Then, in 2023, something changes. Michigan State Police hand this cold case, tens of thousands of pages spanning 40 years, to an unusual partner, a group of college students. At Western Michigan University, a program called the Cold Case Program trains students to work directly with detectives on unsolved homicides. They go through background checks, confidentiality training. Their job isn't to make arrests, it's to organize decades of chaos into something a detective can actually use. Timelines, family trees, deep research into old suspects and forgotten leads. Here's what stays with me about this case. Many of the students working on Sheri Jo's file are around 19, 20 years old. The same age she would have been the year she disappeared. While the students dig through paper, another team works the science. A forensic genetic genealogy lab takes what little DNA evidence survived, decades old, degraded, difficult to work with, and builds something 1983 never could: a full genetic profile, searchable against public genealogy databases. The first real lead points to a woman in Kansas, a distant relative. She has 79 grandchildren. 79 possible names to rule in or rule out. It takes months. The students research family histories and old addresses. The geneticists cross-reference DNA matches. Detectives compare it all against 40-year-old case notes. Eventually, every thread points to the same person: a dental hygienist, a local musician who used to travel around Michigan with a band, in a white van.